What's up, AnimeBallZ fans? Criddle here with a fantastically amazing week of This Is for this week. This week is the man who will slaughter the innocent and does the most evil of evil deeds with the price of $60 billion on his head. It's the story of a man with a mohawk and a huge weapon. Or is it a blonde man wearing red? Either way, this week, this is Trigun. Now, for those of you who have been AnimeBallZ fans for more than 5 minutes, you'll know that we used to do a radio show. And when we did a radio show and focused on a specific anime for the week, we started off with a few segments. The first of those segments was, of course, Off the Tracks. Off the Tracks, for those of you playing at home, is a segment where we talk about the plot and the characters and give a brief summary of everything involved with the overarching thing of what that specific anime is. So for Trigun, you know what? Let's get straight to the point and let's get down to business. Trigun is the story of Vash the Stampede, whose destructive prowess is second to none. He has the desire to kill with every beat of his heart. He's the worst kind of womanizer. And he has an affectionate love for donuts. Yeah. Vash the Stampede, despite his reputation, is a happy-go-lucky kind of guy who, yeah, he does love women, but he tends to strike out 9 times out of 10. He's extremely gullible, slow-witted, and quite needy, to be quite honest. He goes head over heels for any girl that will even give him the time of day, and he seems to just get by purely on luck. There's more to this guy than meets the eye. The story itself actually follows the story of 2 insurance girls named Meryl Strife and Millie Thompson who work for the Bernardelli Insurance Agency. They're trying to find and localize the humanoid typhoon known as Vash the Stampede, who is causing a lot of trouble, and to be quite honest, the insurance agency's like, you know what? This guy's causing a lot of problems for everyone. Anything caused by him, we're not even going to worry about. We're not covering whatever's caused by Vash the Stampede. And the girls have got to find out where he is, track him down, and keep tabs on him to make sure that he doesn't cause any major damage. And anything he does cause, it goes uninsured. Kind of a dick move by the Bernardelli Insurance Agency. Upon meeting Vash, Millie instantly recognises that Vash the Stampede is Vash the Stampede. Meryl, on the other hand, a bit skeptical about this happy-go-lucky idiot who literally seems to coast by on luck and has a soft spot for pretty girls. Sadly for Vash and the insurance girls, he is the wanted man worth so much money, and everyone is out to get him for the $60 billion on his head, or for revenge for various reasons, because he apparently destroyed their lives, or their families, or caused everyone in their town to be dead. However, all these people come unstuck as Vash manages to get out of every situation without firing a single bullet, and without causing any harm to the person other than knocking them unconscious in a number of instances. How the hell can he get by without hurting or killing anyone and still be worth $60 billion? It doesn't make any sense. The story starts steamrolling ahead, introducing Wolfwood, the gung-ho guns, and a whole lot of other elements that just make you go, what the hell is going on with this series and who the hell is Vash? The answers lie within, but I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, so you know what? Let's just leave that one go, and we'll move on to our next segment, which is... Watch out for that plot hole! This segment is a nice pun on potholes, something that you want to avoid in the road. Plot holes, however, is something that an anime would like to thoroughly avoid during their runtime, just to stop people nitpicking at the series so much. Anyway, Trigun is quite limited on plot holes and manages to get by with mostly superficial dub-related ones, as opposed to most majority ones from other series, which is purely in the manga and gets transferred across to the anime. In Trigun, I was only able to find 2 plot holes, and I can't talk about one of them because of its being a spoiler up until about episode 8 or 9. The other, however, is from episode 5, where Vash turns around and says, "Until I find the man that you're looking for." In this instance, he's actually being hunted down by an entire town, and thus the line doesn't make sense because the person that they're hunting down is him. But there are a whole bunch of other reasons that come into that, by the fact that Vash may not be responsible for things that have happened that he's been blamed for, but I don't want to get too much into that. There's a guy named Knives involved in some capacity. Again, I don't want to spoil the series for anyone who hasn't already seen Trigun, despite the fact that it is a really old series and everyone should have already seen it. You guys need to check this series out, it's fantastic. Now, this plot hole could have been just because of a mix-up of pronouns. Instead of being I'm, it's meant to be your and all that sort of stuff, and your, it's meant to be I'm, and confusing things like that. Anyway, the dialogue seems to come out of nowhere and is completely unrelated to the situation surrounding Vash. But thankfully, with those small number of plot holes that we've bounced over, it's time for the next segment. The good, the bad, and the dubbers. This is a segment dedicated to the dubbing of the series. naturally. This entails looking at the voice actors and the work that they managed to put into the series, whether they did a good job, whether the original is better, and all that sort of stuff that goes in between, and what you'd know those voice actors from. It was usually more of a discussion point on the show, but you know, let's see how it works on this medium. Vash the Stampede's voice actor is Johnny Young Bosch, who is best known for his role as Ichigo from Bleach, Yukio in Blue Exorcist, Yukimura in Sengoku Bizarre, and Izaya in Durarara. Oh, and he was the Black Power Ranger at one point, but that's only in there for Adam's benefit, no one else's. Vash also has a nice little flashback in the middle of the series, which means that his younger version is actually voiced by someone else, Bryce Papenbrook. Bryce is also known as Hanabusa Ido from Vampire Knight, I think Vic Mignogna was in that series, Zidane from the Dissidia games, and Rin from Blue Exorcist, which means both Johnny Young Bosch and Bryce, who are the two voice actors for Vash, are voicing brothers in Blue Exorcist. What do you know? Fantastic series, by the way. Check out Blue Exorcist if you get the chance. Anyway, Rem, who is an important character to Vash in the series, is voiced by Bridget Hoffman, better known as Timeskip Mia from Gurren Lagann, Unohana from Bleach, and Shinobu from Love Hina, which keeps her in character with all the laid-back and passive people that she's voiced over the years. To an extent. Now, Wolfwood, Millie, and Meryl have actually had two voice actors each, and they didn't actually have flashbacks at all, so, you know, the transition was actually because the original series and Badlands Rumble had different voice actors for a number of the cast, except for Vash, which is a bit unusual, but we'll glaze it. We'll glaze it. Meryl was originally Dorothy Elias Farn, who was also Naru from Love Hina, Lilymon from Digimon, and she was also the voice of Sherry from Gungrave. Her new voice actress, Lucy Christian, is Ringo from Air Gear, Naomi from One Piece, Lenali from D. Greyman, and young Natsu from Fairy Tail, Fairy Tail, Fairy Tail, Fairy Tail. Right up my alley. Millie was originally voiced by Leah Sargent, known for very little, to be honest. She voiced Botan in the Yu Yu Hakusho movie, and was Judy in Cowboy Bebop. Trisha Nishimura, her second voice actor, is also Lan Fan from Brotherhood, Mizune in Soul Eater, and Namiko in Desert Punk, among others. Wolfwood was originally Jeff Nimoy, who was actually Tentomon, his Digivolve forms, and not much else aside from backing voices in various series. Brad Hawkins, his Badlands Rumble counterpart, isn't actually all that much more famous, doing additional voices for One Piece, Tiki in D. Greyman, and Yakolev in Brotherhood. Sad to say neither of these guys have made it big so far. But in summation of the millions of voice acting roles that I have bored you through, Trigun is a fantastic space western style thing, reminiscent of Cowboy Bebop and brought out in a similar fashion, designed for the western world, which is why we got Badlands Rumble, because Trigun did so well over here in the western world, in the US, Europe and Australia, as opposed to Japan where it wasn't actually as successful. So yeah, moral high ground time. Definitely check out the official release for a series like this. You guys need to do it because that's why we get new content. You buy DVDs, we get new content. See how it works? Anyway, check out Trigun. It is a fantastic series worth checking out. I give it 8 out of 9 Straw Hat Pirate crew members to give you a rating system that we used to do on the radio as well. And you know what? Love and peace! I will catch you on the flip side. Oh, you'll see, Ray. You'll see.